Well, hello again to all of my artists, my kindergarten artists, my first grade artists, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, artists of all ages and grades. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Mrs. P, Mrs. Pendleton, your art teacher, coming back to say hello, to let you know I love you, I miss you, and I cannot wait to see you as soon as possible. I hope you all are staying in and staying safe and helping take care of each other. We're back with a new video this week, but this video is a little different because it is Sketch for Yourself Week right here with Mrs. P. This is something that we usually do in our art room when we have completed 2 projects and we have a chance to work for ourselves. Sketch for yourself means you have the opportunity to create some artwork that you are interested in. Of course, we're going to be working with some vocabulary as we usually do, and we do have a few instructions, and I'll even have a challenge for you if you can't think of anything in particular that you would like to sketch or practice drawing. A lot of times we use this opportunity for our young artists to just draw something they want to draw something that they like drawing or feel comfortable drawing, or draw something that they want to practice drawing with an emphasis on sketching. Again, sketching is the light drawings, it's not finished, and you kind of get to move as you go and change things as you go. But like I said, I also have a challenge for those of us that want to do something a little different. And of course, all of these things, whether it's your sketch for yourself or the drawing challenge, please, please, please continue to turn in your work. I am expecting to give you credit for these things. Thanks for turning in your work through Teams, through email, for sending me work through this channel as well. I am so excited to get your work, okay? So, are you ready? Let's do it. My young artists, before we move on to the art part, I just want to share something with you that I always share with my Parkland artists in the beginning of every school year of every grade. And this is my personal sketchbook. I've had this sketchbook for a very long time. I've literally had it for almost 20 years. And it was given to be one of my best friends. His name is Derek. When I was in college. It was my first very large hardbound sketchbook. And I share this because it's important to know that sketches don't have to be finished. And so while this sketch is super old, it's not a finished drawing. And there are some things I just started because I love to draw faces. I love trying to draw myself and other people. Some drawings I did finish. And as you can see, I would use pencil and include value. Remember, we talked about value, how light or how dark a color can get, even just using pencil. Sometimes I would create zany designs in the background because that's what I wanted to do. Sometimes I would draw silly things. And sometimes I would do finished portraits. These are pictures of people that I know and love. My best friend. And I'm also an illustrator. When I have completed drawings for the books that I've illustrated, I drew them in here. They were my practice drawings in my sketchbook. This is the title of one of the books I've illustrated, Erica's Hair is Everywhere. And I will make notes and character designs in my sketchbook as well. You can see them a little better this way. Like I said, sometimes I will write in it as well. And most things in my sketchbooks were just ideas. And so just again, today, Sketch for Yourself Day is all about you practicing drawing things that you want to draw. You don't have to finish them. You can write notes about them. You can write whatever it is you want to write along with your artwork. I still want you to turn it in. And most importantly, I want you to have some fun. Oh, this is one of my faves. Finished drawing. Just never add a color to it. Another practice portrait. So, what is it that you like to draw? Do you like to draw people? Do you like to draw places? Do you like to draw backgrounds? What is it? Think about it. Artists, Sketch for Yourself Week starts now. Of course, there's some vocabulary that we're going to talk about. One we're going to be using, and this is one of the things I'm going to be looking for in your drawing, whatever it is that you decide to sketch. I'm looking for at least 6 of the 7 elements of art. They're over here. Value, line, shape, form, space, color, and texture. I didn't add form because a lot of times form has to do with three-dimensional art or drawing in a way that makes items look three-dimensional. And that's not something we've done a lot of right now, especially with my kindergarten through third graders. But for my fourth and fifth grade that have had some experience drawing form or making things look three-dimensional, even though you're working in a two-dimensional way, that means we're drawing or painting, feel free to try that. But I would like to emphasize line, shape, space, texture, color, and value, because these are all things that we have been using over the past few weeks with our lessons. One principle of art is pattern that we've been using. The elements of art are kind of like the ingredients that we use when we make a piece of artwork. And the principles of art are kind of like the recipe. When you use these specific ingredients, okay, the recipe lets you know how to use them to make pieces of art, okay? So think about it that way. And so one of the principles that I want us to use or try to use in this week's Sketch for Yourself is pattern. And pattern is a big part of the personal challenge that I'm going to be going over with you today. We have our standard VAK through 5, demonstrate an understanding of safe and appropriate use of materials, tools, and equipment for a variety of artistic processes. And we're each going to be doing a variety of processes because it's going to be up to you what you draw, or if you accept my challenge, you are going to be using all of these elements and at least one this one principle of art in the challenge. You might use more, it's up to you. Okay, let's do it. So the challenge for the day, I'm going to hold my paper vertically, and the challenge is this. You are going to be creating a textured hand, meaning I'm going to trace my hand. I'm holding my pencil close to my hand, taking my time. You take your time and do this. If you have a pencil, use a pencil. If you don't, use whatever you have around you that you can use to make art with. I'm going to trace it all the way to the side. Hold my paper down and lift up. Okay, so this is the challenge. You have these 4 fingers and this thumb. You have this area here. I want you to try to show me different parts that demonstrate your understanding or you're experimenting with these elements and at least one principle. So for example, one element I'm going to start with is line. How many different types of lines can you think of? Curvy, zigzag, a broken curve line, a spiral, a super curvy. How many different shapes can you think of? I think I'll do that in this hand. Let's do square, triangle, diamond. I can even draw half shapes. Half a circle, half an oval, the top of a triangle. How many ways can I show space? So let's say I take an object, let's draw another half circle here. I'm going to draw the other half circle all the way down here. So that I have a lot of space in between. I'm probably going to add some color. Think about how you can show a lot of space. And how you're going to show me a little bit of space in between objects that you draw. That's up to you. How can I add some texture? Texture is the way things feel when you touch it. And when we are including visual texture, let's say we are trying to make this finger look a little hairy. I can use quick dash lines, broken lines. If I want this finger to look bumpy, I can use small curved lines to add maybe a bumpy look. or bumpy texture. I might want to add some fluffy textures up here with these curved lines. So it kind of looks like fluffy hair. How would you like to show texture? If you have color, think about different ways that you can use color in another part. I think I'm going to separate this thumb into a few parts, and I'm probably going to use maybe warm colors here, cool colors, maybe the neutral colors. I'll think about it. And how can you show value? I think I'm going to use this section. I'm going to take my pencil and start off really dark with the darkest value that I can show you with this pencil. And remember, when you want the value to be dark, press as hard as you can. And then when you want it to be a little lighter, just press a little lighter. And then I'm going to go even lighter. Press even lighter. Then I'm going to press the lightest down here because I want to show the lightest value possible. I'm pressing super light. And remember, I have one principle that I want to try to demonstrate, and that's pattern. So I think I'm going to make a zigzag pattern in this space that I've created. Remember, a pattern is something, an object, a line, a design that is repeated over and over and over. So I think I'm ready to add some color. I decided I want this area to have some color. So what color family do I want to use? I think I want to use cool colors for this. So I'm going to break out my purple, my blues, my greens. I'm going to start adding some color. You can add color everywhere. It is really up to you, artists, if you're going to do this challenge. If you don't want to do this challenge, it's okay. But I will still be looking for a sketch for yourself submission that you've drawn based on something that you want to draw, that you enjoy drawing, that you want to practice drawing. And if you decide to do the challenge, of course, I'm going to be looking for your use of those 6 elements of art that we talked about, and at least this one principle that we talked about, pattern. I think this is off to a good start. Are you up for the challenge? So this is my finished challenge. Now, mind you, I definitely worked through the 6 elements of art that we talked about in our vocabulary, and I also included one of the principles of art, pattern, in this too. Now, what I might go back and do is I might add something to the background, because that's definitely something that all grades have talked about and used over the past several weeks with our lessons. So I encourage you to do that if you decide to meet the challenge, okay? So if you don't do the challenge, make sure you're still sending me a sketch for yourself picture, okay? So whatever it is that you artists decided to practice drawing, or something that you wanted to draw, something that you wanted to explore, do something different, that's what Sketch for Yourself is for. And it's also a time for you to catch up with your projects, because I've gotten a lot of projects for our first and second assignment, but I'm still waiting for a lot more. So all of my artists, make sure that you are doing those things, and most importantly, send them in to me so that I can give you the proper credit and to let me see your artwork, okay? So again, this is Mrs. P signing off, just hoping that you all are well and taking care of yourselves and each other. Same rules for the classroom, guys. Please be nice to each other. Control your mind, mouths, and bodies, guys. Stay in, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay creative. Hope to hear from you soon.